So this video is for week 2, lesson 6, which is finding domain and range from a graph. So I'm going to start with, I'm not necessarily going to do all of these problems, and I'm probably not going to do them in order either. But let's talk about domain. Okay, so I'm going to try and color code this as much as I can. So I'm going to be doing domains in red. So domain is the x values that you're seeing in this picture. So if I'm looking at number 2, we're going to start with number 2. You can kind of see that the x values for this graph go from -5, right? That's where this graph stops, up to -2, right? There's in between those two red lines is the only spot that this graph exists. So let me write down those numbers from -5 to -2. That's where my x values live, right? They're between the -5 and the -2. Because of this open circle and that open circle, these are both going to be less than, right? So this, all this is saying is that the x values, the graph, are between -5 and 2, and those two numbers are not included. Okay, now let me erase that and get that out of the way and switch colors so I can show you the range. Okay, so for range, we'll do range in blue. Okay, we'll do range in blue. So for this exact same picture, now I'm looking at the y values, right? How far up and how far down does this graph go, right? All my y values are between -4 and +4. And again, with the open circles, those are less than. Okay, so let me show you another one. Let's see, I haven't really looked at this really. Here, this is a good one. Let's do number 5. Okay, we'll do number 5. And again, I'm going to do domains in red. So domain is, again, how far does this go to the left and how far does it go to the right? So the entire graph, as far as x's, are between -4 and 3. Now, it's a little hard to see. Let me erase some of this, but you can kind of see that this is an open circle right here, open circle, so this would be less than. But this one on this end is a closed circle that will be less than or equal to, right? All that means is that the 3 is included where the -4 is not. All right, let me do a little bit of erasing and show you the range. Again, we're doing ranges in blue. So this graph tops out right here at 2, and the lowest value that I can find is down here at -5. -5 is the smallest, 2 is the highest. This -5 value is not included, but this 2 value is. Okay, so now let's take a look at one that maybe has an arrow on one end, right? So it just does, it keeps like number 6, all right? I kind of like number 6. Let's take a look at domain in red. I can definitely see an end point over here, right? -4 is the smallest value that I can find. But because of this arrow, all these x values, right, they keep going, right? There's like no end to, there is no right-hand side. So all the x's that I'm looking at are greater or equal to -4. This is the minimum value. Okay, let me erase, switch colors, and show you what this would look like as far as range. So the smallest y value that I am finding is 0. And then they go up from there, right? This, again, it keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up forever. There's any y value that I find will be greater than or equal to 0. All right, let me know if you have other questions. Hopefully you'll be able to do the Delta Math assignment that goes with this.